Hey, I'm Dr. Burton Sundin, and I'm here with my longtime friend, Cissy, Christopher, and this is our little, I don't know what you call it, channel, show, podcast-ish sort of thing, mainly about plastic surgery, but it's going to be kind of just also hopefully a little bit of fun and entertaining topics as well. This is called Inside the Plastic Bubble, and basically what I'm hoping to do with this little broadcast is to let you guys in on the inside information about plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, the world of aesthetic medicine. I feel like we in the industry live inside a bubble where we understand all of the different technologies and all of the different treatments, and the general public's outside the bubble. You're sort of influenced by marketing or the external world and the internet, Instagram, what have you. It becomes quite confusing at times for people to really interpret that. So this is the first, our little pilot in the series that we're going to do called Inside the Plastic Bubble. And Cissy actually wants to have her own little segment of this called Ask Your Cissy, where she's had so much experience. She's worked. How many plastic surgeons you worked for over the years?
4 major practices, but a lot of plastic surgeons in that. This is my favorite.
Yeah,
though, so.
She's our favorite. She's been my friend for many years, and she is
16 years.
She is a national treasure. She is a treasure trove of information about plastic surgery, and I really applaud her for doing this. But she wants to get her own little YouTube channel going called Ask Your Cissy. Really to provide information, right, Cissy, to people about like good factual information about procedures.
Yep. I like to, just like with what I do here, I like to be able to help people kind of navigate through this plastic surgery journey.
Yeah.
And it's always good. I've had a bunch of stuff done, and so it's always good to talk to someone that can tell you their experience and give you good advice.
Yeah, she has both personal and first-hand experience of working in practice. But I think that that's very helpful to talk to somebody either or get advice who has really been through it in different ways. But so she's our first guest on Inside the Plastic Bubble, but hopefully a long-time recurrent, maybe co-host, I believe.
Yes,
maybe is the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal.
She's like my Guillermo, right? If I'm Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, right? Yeah.
Oh wait, what is it, Hank on?
We're really into TV,
yeah,
if you can't
yeah,
tell.
we are.
Yeah,
we are.
So, all right, cool. So, basically, we've gone over some of Cissy's experience, and I think a good place to start is like, what do you think? What are some of like your most favorite procedures that you like to recommend to people?
Well, I tell people this every day. I had a tummy tuck. It's been 27 years ago, and even 27 years later, it's still my favorite surgery. It has, at the time, I didn't know anyone that had had it done. I didn't really know what to expect from it, and I certainly didn't expect, 27 years later, I'm still going to be happy with it, but I am. I, at that same time, had some liposuction done too, and I also use that. I fish from that pond every day and telling people, 27 years later, I'm still happy with it.
Yeah, tummy tuck's a great operation.
Awesome.
I mean, honestly, like I hate to use this expression, plastic surgery, bang for your buck, because it's really, plastic surgery is not about that, but it really delivers.
It does.
It's a little bit of discomfort for people, but really no other way to kind of get rid of those problem stretch marks.
Nope.
You know what this is like. What we're doing is like, you remember back, because you're from Hampton Roads, so you'll remember this. Back when I was a kid growing up, there were these. They would let the plastic surgeons have like a segment on Cox Channel. I think it was like 11 or something like that. Just one to the. If you remember the click dials, this is for old people too. Like you young whippersnappers won't remember the click dials.
Back in my day.
The little click dial. On Cox cable, and Dr. Mladic would get on there and he'd have somebody hosting it, and he'd talk to them. Sometimes they'd have patients, but that was pre-internet. But my goal is really to, and I'm sure yours is due, to kind of provide that kind of information.
Yes.
Because right now, like, we're in a point where there's so many distracting points of information.
Yeah.
Don't you think my biggest observation is patients come and they say, I'm just confused, Dr. Sundin. There's so many options. What do you think about that?
I do, and I hear it even beginning with the telephone call.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know if this is a better option, or they get in their mind, gosh, lipo is what I need, when it's really a tummy tuck, which is what's going to give you the best result. Or they'll see photoshopped pictures and say, no, I think like we can do it this way. And I always tell people, just come in, talk to Dr. Sundin. He's going to let you know what it is that's going to give you the best result, and he's going to customize and tailor your consultation to what is going to end up being best for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important that you have a consultation versus just trying to synthesize your own treatment plan from the internet or from Instagram or whatever, YouTube, social media.
It's Kim Kardashian.
Because there's just so many things, and again, it's all there's the influence of marketing, which is spinning and putting pressure on that, and you don't even know you're being marketed to by some of the big companies that invent these things.
Makes me sick to my stomach.
But it really needs to come through an appropriate filter for you. A good board-certified plastic surgeon is obviously my preference. That's what I am. Who can interpret this, share their experience, say, hey, we tried this. It didn't work well. We've used this for 10 years. It works well.
Right.
And obviously surgery would be better for you. Those are kind of the things. And we're going to comment in the course of the show maybe on different procedures that are good and some that are bad. I really would like to enlighten people. But so let's talk about things that maybe what you shouldn't do. What do you think one of the main things you shouldn't do when getting plastic surgery? I have my opinion, but I would like to hear yours.
I don't, kind of like what you just said though, you shouldn't not go to a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
You really need to do your research. You need to read reviews. But you need to seek a professional.
Right.
Rather than to try to, and I'm a terrible self-diagnoser about many things, but not about something like plastic surgery.
Yeah, you can't do that with any medicine, right?
No.
It's why I don't understand, I don't try to do that with, some people do their own taxes, I don't, but I don't try to do that with other types of medicine.
Own hair.
Yeah, definitely don't cut your own hair.
Oh my God, your hair is different.
That ends up badly. But I don't, you'll be tickled. So I don't try to manage my own blood pressure or my own cholesterol or whatever. You don't do that, and you don't certainly do it with more complex things like any other type of surgery. But for some reason, when it comes to aesthetics, people kind of get in this zone where they think they should do that. But anyway, and that's no criticism. That's natural to want to be interested in those things and not want to be too harsh on it. But you really will do yourself a favor if you can sit down and meet with somebody. But that's one of the things that we see, and I'm sure the public sees too. But all the med spas and everything cropping up, and they're just little med spa out of little med spa. They're delivering sort of injectables and all other kinds of non-invasive services, and these things are actually complicated procedures. Then you really have to, the patient selection is half of it, and then actually the doing the procedure is the other. But there's just a myriad of those places, and not necessarily by anyone behind it that has any experience. Somebody just started yesterday, but COVID took a lot of that out of the equation. But I think the important thing is be careful. You need to go to someone who's board certified plastic surgeon to help you, or even dermatologists can be good with injectables, but you need to have somebody who's got that kind of experience to give you the guidance. And that is my big thing that I think people shouldn't do is travel for plastic surgery.
Oh
my gosh, I think maybe not. I'm not talking about short distances, because we get people from all over the state of Virginia and even from DC, and we even had some people from out of state. But why would you go to Miami or the Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
You are putting yourself, number one, you don't even know the people that are operating on you. You haven't really had the thorough time to sit down and meet with them. And then, the plane trip is a risk for blood clots in your legs.
Right.
You got to go there and back.
without sitting on your butt.
Right, you don't know what's awaiting you on the other end. I mean, sometimes they have you spend a little time, but like also, what's worse, danger, DR or Mexico. These are things you should not do. This, people.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is something you should not do. If this is the only message I put out there, this is crazy. You come back, you could have a blood clot. A lot of people who do this end up having complications, and then they have to go and try to seek care, and it's very difficult. And you could get a huge bill on the other side. So I think it's driven a lot by money, right? What's driven?
Well, I speak to people and they're like, well, that's twice of what I'm going to pay in Miami. And I'm like, maybe in the beginning.
Yeah.
But
if you have a problem, it's in the end.
Exactly.
Because you're paying for the whole thing, like our expertise, our 20 years of experience, the surgery itself, all the aftercare. Even out to 6 days. We go out following out people a month, a year, month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. I mean, in the Dominican Republic, they're like, see you later. We'll never see you again, which is frightening.
My niece is a flight attendant, and she sent me a picture one day, I mean, with the lady's permission, but she said this lady was like this the whole entire time because you're not supposed to sit on your butt. So she was trying to stay off of her butt for like 5 hours.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have that upper body
just
strength.
Dangerous. That's the kind of things you see on like Botched and stuff when people went. But even though that, and I love that show. Do you love Botched?
I love Botched.
Those guys are good surgeons, and they do a lot of good work. And you really have to applaud them for educating the public.
Yes.
I think on what is what are the right procedures, what is dangerous, and I don't think they ever recommend that going to foreign countries to save money. But you see that's where you get that kind of awful result, things of that nature. So anyway, that's a big no-no, I think, is traveling. There are so many good board-certified plastic surgeons. We like to think that we're some of the best in Virginia. My brother, Reps, and I, we're going to have him on the show. Don't worry. And we have a buzzer for him sometimes. But I'm just
blooper.
Just kidding, a blooper buzzer. But anyway, but there are just so many in this country, and we do a really good job of training people, and they have to go through rigorous tests to be a plastic surgeon. It takes a long time. I mean, you have to do 4 years of medical school, about 7 years of residency. People often do an additional fellowship. So now what are we up to? We're up to like 12 years. And then you have to actually sit for your written boards, sit for your oral boards. Those happen in separate years. You have to submit cases to surgeons from all over the country who sit you in a room and analyze your cases. This is just the process you go through, and you finally become a board-certified plastic surgeon. And that just takes a long time. It's a real accomplishment, a real special thing to become. And I think when people say they're board-certified deceptively on their website, that they're trying to make it seem like you're going to a board-certified plastic surgeon, but people, we're all board-certified MDs. Okay, that's another board. You do have to pass a board to even practice medicine. You take it the year you get out of medical school. Actually, you take 2 steps when you're in medical school, and then you take a 3rd step when the first year you're out. So just because you're a board-certified MD, that's nothing. That's like a baby doctor, That's no experience. Okay. Baby doctors. That could be a movie. Like Baby Doctor.
The Baby Doctor.
Like Baby Driver, right? Or something like that. Okay. Thank you for watching Inside the Plastic Bubble. If you like our content, please be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.